On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're going to talk about our favorite Christmas movies. Let's go.
I just really wanted to just keep listening to the song. But welcome back.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning.
What was it? What was that voice?
Welcome to BJ in the Morning.
You sound like Salad Fingers.
Salad Fingers?
You remember Salad Fingers?
No. Maybe.
The rusty spoons. And,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's an old video.
It's like
That's a
pre-YouTube.
TB for sure, dude.
A TB? A throwback?
A TB. Throwback.
For sure. TBFS.
TBS. Throwback Sunday.
It is Sunday.
Yep, it's Sunday. Shabba-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, no, I could listen to the song, just continue on for a while, but that's not
Welcome
what
to
we're doing.
BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
I'm Brendan.
And obviously, today we're going to talk about Christmas movies.
Christmas movies.
And this is a special episode for us
Is it?
because we love movies.
We do love movies.
But as I was making this list,
Mm-hmm.
I was realizing that I haven't seen that many
Yeah.
Christmas movies. You know what I mean?
I try to make it a habit anytime certain holidays roll around where movies are prevalent, to watch as many as I possibly can.
The first thing that came to mind a lot
Mm.
were movies that were set during Christmas,
Yeah.
but they're not Christmas stories.
I think there's a fine line. Like Christmas movies have to have specific things,
Right.
and that's the message. It's got to be like Christmas related, so it's got to be like spending time with family. Gifts aren't the only gift you get on Christmas, kind of thing. Like it's
Right.
got to have that kind of message to it. If it doesn't really have that message, then it's just a wintertime movie, right?
Sure.
You don't agree with that?
I mean, I was going to put Harry Potter on the list.
Right.
So,
And I feel like Harry Potter could fit on the list, but the fact that Christmas typically takes place in the middle of those movies, they don't really feel like a Christmas movie, especially since those movies span an entire school semester. So it's got to
of course there's going to be Christmas.
but that leads to the other thing the movie needs to have, and it needs to take place during Christmas. So it could be on or around Christmas Day. Can't be after. It's got to be like on or before Christmas Day.
Right.
Maybe it can span the day after, because that's like kind of still Christmas for some people. But it's like if you push too far after Christmas, then it's a New Year's movie.
I agree.
So those are the things it needs to have for sure. It needs to have the Christmas message, which is family. It needs to have the other Christmas message, which is Christmas isn't just bought from a store. It's
Right.
from the Grinch. You know what I'm talking about. But there's another thing that these movies need to have, and I think it's really fun to think about, right? It's like there's usually someone who isn't feeling the Christmas vibes.
Right.
They're not in the Christmas spirit. They're not really.
They're on the naughty list.
They're on the naughty list. And I think as long as we can remember that those things have to happen, that's what makes it a Christmas movie. So, to your point, Harry Potter has a scene during Christmas. You know, there's gifts exchanged. Happy Christmas, Rowan.
Happy Christmas, Harry.
But it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, Christmas time non-Christmas movies
Yeah.
are just wintry movies.
Well, there's a movie I put on the list that you probably have some questions about.
Okay.
But we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there. Before we start, though,
Okay.
anything you're excited for
Like
Christmas?
on the
Like
list?
Christmas-wise?
Oh, like things that I'm doing, or
Yeah,
like
but Christmas, like, when this episode comes out,
yeah,
Christmas is like,
4 days away.
yeah.
5 days.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we're getting close.
By the time you see us again, it won't be Christmas anymore.
Yeah, it'll be after Christmas.
These sweaters are going in the trash.
Definitely, especially I've rolled the sleeves because the sleeves like are like bell bottoms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this neck.
The neck. Burn it.
Burn it.
Burn it.
This is a size smaller than I normally wear, and it feels like 2 sizes too big.
That's crazy.
It's reverse Grinch.
That's crazy.
But shout out to Target for the bomb Christmas sweaters.
Shout out. Target has a lot of cool stuff. Anyways, anything you're excited like for your plans or your gifts that you're expecting?
I'm not expecting any gifts.
Yeah.
I've already gotten a couple gifts technically.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was really excited about. We got like this really fancy water cooler for the apartment, which is awesome.
Sweet.
Because we drink a lot of water, and buying water bottles was getting kind of expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a Ring doorbell camera.
Sweet.
So I'm really excited to set that thing up.
Nice.
Those are like the big things so far that I've gotten. So shout out to everyone who hooked us up there.
Yeah.
But no, there's something big planned for Christmas Day, like with the fam. I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to just have Christmas and like a day off.
I love Christmas.
I
found out today I'm actually going to be off Christmas.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
People that are in charge of your shifts.
Exactly.
Exactly. Santa's exactly. No, but like this is the week. You know what I mean? Like Christmas is a week away from the day we're recording this, right? So it's like I haven't wrapped a single present. I'm slacking.
Yeah.
We already exchanged gifts, you and I, just in case we don't have time to do it before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Got some fun stuff. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But other than that, dude, I'm just ready to watch a ton of Christmas movies this week.
I'm a terrible gift buyer.
Yeah.
Not because I'm terrible at buying the gifts, is that I'm terrible at holding on to the gifts until Christmas.
Or we do that thing where we just don't give it to each other at Christmas.
For like a whole year.
And then it's like randomly summer. It's like, I got you this for Christmas.
Yeah. Happy Christmas, Ron.
I'm like, it's 4th of July.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what? Like I buy gifts and I'm like, I want to give it now.
Yeah. No, and I think that's a cool part of being an adult now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I could buy you something just because I'm like, that made me think of you.
Yeah.
But like it also reminds me of that scene in New Girl where it's like, I got your cookie. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You gave me a cookie,
gave me cookie, got your cookie.
It's like, why'd you give me a cookie? It's like, I was thinking about you, man. Like, it's not that weird, guys. Like, just buy your friends stuff.
Buy your friends stuff.
Let them know you're thinking about them.
You know what? If you bought your friend something, not your family, not your girlfriend, not your boyfriend, your friend. Just cuz. Drop it down in the comments.
What'd you get them?
Hey, let us know what you got your friend.
Yeah, and let us know how they reacted.
Let us know if you think they're going to actually use it.
Let it snow.
Let it snow.
Let it snow if you're jealous that you bought it for them.
Yeah, let us know if you bought it for them thinking, I would like that.
Because that's tough. That's tough to do.
I almost bought you something, and I was like, I'm going to buy that because I want it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm buying it for you because I love it. Mm-hmm. I'll just tell you because I didn't buy it. It's like a gargoyle figurine. And I'm like, well, Brendan's not a big gargoyle fan, but I was.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, I love that. Brendan would love that, but you probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't hate it. You know what I mean? Like, it's. Yeah. I watched that show as a kid.
Yeah.
But, like, could I tell you anything about that show? No.
Nah.
But you know what I could tell you about? Movies on this list.
About the Christmas.
So we'll get to that, but you need to answer your question first. What are you excited about for Christmas?
I'm excited about, like we said earlier, spending time with family. Mm-hmm. It's all about the Christmas message. Mm-hmm. Got that message a long time ago.
Family.
You know, like every year we do the Christmas Eve with the whole family, and then Christmas morning with just like my parents and my grandma and
your siblings
and my siblings
and the ginseng
and ginseng nutmeg and honey. Yeah. And yeah, my mom makes this really good like French toast bake thing every time.
Oh yeah, is that a newer thing or have
I so before we used to do just like bagels and coffee, right? Mm-hmm. And then we would eat like tamales and ham and whatever was left over from the day before. Mm-hmm. But yeah, recently, a couple years maybe, she's been making this like casserole dish of like French toast, like baked, with like walnuts and shit.
That sounds dope.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of Christmas days, or at least mornings, at your house with your family. So, I know it's pretty fun. There was a few years there we just watched the Doctor Who Christmas special.
Yeah,
like, that's all we did. Yeah. I still will always remember that time where it was the year after like you got us into Doctor Who, like me and Eric, and both of us went over to your mom's house to watch the special after opening at least 15 gifts each of just Doctor Who stuff. And then I think we all passed out on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was asleep before the special even ended.
Yeah. No, definitely. But those are good times, man. Good times.
Great times.
Heck yeah. It's all about family.
All about family.
And then it's about
friends.
And then it's about the food. And then it's about watching these movies all week long. Because we have a list of 12 movies.
Yeah.
It is 7 days till Christmas.
Yeah.
Can we watch all of these movies in this 1 week? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I already watched one of these movies on the list today? Yeah.
Yeah. Last night?
No, not last night.
I watched one last night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was it one on this list?
Yeah.
Was it one of the ones or like one of the other ones?
One of the other ones.
Sweet. Do you want to start there?
We can start there.
Yeah, let's start there.
So the first one on our list, so this is a combined list.
And they're not in any specific order.
Yeah, but we're not ranking them.
We are holding out for each of our favorites to the end of the movie.
Yeah,
the end of
the movie.
End of the movie. The end of the list. So let's start with the one you watched last night.
The one I watched last night is Elf.
Elf.
Yeah.
Love it.
I watched it to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Found it really hard to go to bed because I really liked that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But Elf is, one of a kind. It's definitely about Christmas.
Definitely.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah. What's the best way to spread Christmas cheer? Singing loud for all to hear.
Singing loud for all to hear.
No, that movie is about the spirit of Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. It's about someone, Walter Hobbs, who is on the naughty list. And then Buddy, the elf, has to show him the meaning of Christmas again, right?
Yeah.
Bring the family together because it's his son. Walter Hobbs' son is Buddy the elf. Mm-hmm. But it's also about melding the two families, right? It's Buddy's adopted family in the North Pole and then his human family, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's got a lot of love, a lot of heart, and I know way too much about this movie just because it's so good, and I love learning like the little facts in the background of it.
Yeah.
But like, this was a big deal for a lot of filmmaking, because of the amount of nonsense they had to go through to get this movie made. But honestly, like, huge shout outs to like Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
It's his first director's like role in like a Hollywood like production besides what was the one he did with Vince Vaughn? You know the one I'm talking about. Swingers, right?
Yeah.
But this was like his big breakout because Elf ultimately led to him being the director of Iron Man, which now he's in charge of Star Wars, like Star Wars TV shows and everything. Like, this movie did it, and no one thought the movie was going to be successful. Mm-hmm. No one wanted to see Will Ferrell as a lead because he hadn't really been a lead except for in Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah.
And this movie came out of nowhere, dude. And this year is its 20-year anniversary.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember seeing a trailer for that movie, and I was like...
What? For which one?
Like, what?
For Elf?
For Elf.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was like... don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I watched it and I was like, I want to watch it again.
I remember my parents tricking us and telling us we were going to like the store or like to look at houses. I think it was when we were moving houses, and we ended up going to the Foothills Mall, which has now been demolished,
right?
And watching this movie in the
theater's
AMC.
Still there.
Yeah. And this movie's just kind of become like a staple for everyone's like Christmas movie list.
Yeah.
I prefer this over some of the movies on this list, even though this is a list of our favorites.
Right.
So, but again, we've already talked for like 5 minutes about this movie because again, I just know too much.
We're just gonna move on. Next movie is
the next one. I'm trying to pick one off the list that we both could talk about. Why don't we just go to the next really, like, to me, it's like a classic from my childhood, and that's The Grinch. Are we both talking about the same The Grinch?
Yes.
The one with Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Okay. I've seen
Although the newer one is really good, and I told you that the other day.
I've seen half of it.
Yeah.
17 times.
You should really watch it. But The Grinch, Who Stole Christmas, with Jim Carrey, came out in the year 2000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
23 years? 24 years ago, almost? Crazy.
I remember, again, I saw this movie in theaters when I was a kid. Don't really remember seeing it in theaters. I just remember, like, being super stoked about it when we were leaving the theater.
I don't remember watching it for the first time.
But I do know I watch it every single year now.
Yeah. I'll watch it when it's not Christmas.
Okay, so I struggle to watch Christmas movies or listen to Christmas music not during Christmas time. It's just a weird thing for me. But my dad loves The Grinch. Like, you should see his house right now. It is Grinch everything, everywhere, all over.
Really?
No other Christmas decorations.
Just
The Grinch. There's stuff outside. There's stuff inside. There's stuff in the bathrooms. There's stuff in the kitchen. Everything is The Grinch.
Yeah.
I love the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey.
But we have to talk about Jim Carrey's performance as the Grinch, because I feel like, you know, there wasn't very many movies that were live action coming from an original cartoon.
Right. Or a book like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And so everyone's just like, Jim Carrey, the Grinch? Really?
But can you tell me anyone else who could play the Grinch in live action?
No.
Because a lot of those faces that he does, it's his face.
Yeah.
You know? And the performance that he does give is very cartoonish. And I think the mask plays a lot into that. Like, his role in The Mask definitely could have been something that was considered when they were, like, casting for the Grinch.
Yeah.
Because he is playing a cartoon character. That movie is so silly. That movie is so, like, I say dumb in the most, like, endearing way possible.
Right.
Because it is a cartoon. They don't try to make it anything else. Like, look at the visuals of all the houses and the cars and the Who's and the whole town. Like, it is a cartoon movie.
Yeah. What is a Who?
I don't know.
A mouse?
No.
A dog?
No.
They're
just a Who. They're just a Who.
They're just a Who.
They're not a what. They're not a how. They're a who.
What, when, where, how.
But also,
how
did Horton hear them? And why is it weird that Horton heard them?
Heard them.
Yeah, I know what I said. You know what I mean, though? You know what I mean? Horton hears a who.
Yeah.
Why is that weird?
Because they live in a snowflake.
Yeah. But then what happens outside the snowflake is friggin' weird.
Yeah.
There's a multiverse. Dr. Seussiverse.
Dr. Seussiverse?
There's a
and
Seussiverse.
Horton is a super...
He's the watcher.
Horton.
He is
the watcher.
He's the hearer.
He's the... Why did he hear them?
Why did he hear them?
And tell me how it happened.
And tell me who it happened. But yeah, The Grinch is great. Skip the Cat in the Hat because it's not great. It's got its moments, but not enough moments. The Grinch, they should have kept on that train of actually taking the Seuss books seriously, like into making it a movie. I think they went a little crazy with the Cat in the Hat.
And it got creepy.
Yeah, it's real creepy.
Yeah. And
when he cuts his tail off.
Yeah, have you seen the trailers where it's like they turn it into like a horror movie?
I feel like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should do that. Mike Myers, if you're listening,
you're not, but hopefully
remake that movie as a horror movie.
And as you and me are like such huge Mike Myers fans, like the fact that we can't really get through that movie either is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But The Grinch, great. We love that movie.
And won a lot of awards too for like best makeup, best supporting actors, best actor.
Yeah, and Cindy Lou Who went off to be like really kind of disgusting and crazy, and she like a lead singer of a band.
Disgusting?
No, maybe disgusting's not the word I'm looking for.
She's been a little hood rat.
Yeah, there you go. That's better. That's better.
She's living her life. All right,
living her life. She's definitely not the little Who you knew back then. No.
Definitely not.
She's a whole different Who.
I heard that. All right. The next one on our list came out in 1969.
Dang. That's a long time ago.
It's a cartoon.
Uh-huh.
And it is Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman.
And I threw this one on the list. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I used to have it on VHS. I used to watch it every year. And Frosty is one of my mom's favorite characters, of all time. So just this movie alone, it's like one of those things where it has to be on my personal list because maybe I'm not watching it every year now. But it's just like that personal attachment to that movie.
I get you.
You know? And yeah, I love the movie. Couldn't really tell you much about it because it's been so long since I've seen it. But I do know that they built Frosty. They got the magic hat. When they put the hat on him,
he comes to life.
He comes to life.
Yeah.
And he says, "Happy birthday." Why? Don't know. How does that make sense?
It's someone's birthday.
Don't know. I mean, like if you didn't have life at all before, and you put on this hat and you're like, "Happy birthday."
It's his birthday.
But he doesn't know how to walk. He doesn't know how to do anything.
It's his birthday.
It's his birthday
today.
Happy birthday. But I do love it. And it does have like a lot of nostalgia for me.
So I feel like Frosty the Snowman kind of falls into the category with all the Rankin Bass movies, like the Rudolphs and like those claymation ones. They all kind of like fit together into that. And I cannot sit through like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer anymore. I can't even tell you the other ones. It's boring. It's kind of like it's kind of annoying, like the voices and everything. Like maybe they just need to revamp the voices, get new voice actors in there. That could be cool.
Keep it the same.
Keep it exactly the same.
New voice actors.
Maybe that'll freshen it up. Bring it out to a new audience.
We should do it.
Just you and me doing all the voices. But like Disney, listen up. Don't change anything. They don't own it, I don't think. But like don't change anything. Just do the voices again. Make it appealing to the ears.
Yeah. Get Andy Serkis to do it.
All of the voices.
All of them. He could do it.
He could probably do it. Yeah.
You see that video where he was reading for like the Amazon audiobooks, the Lord of the Rings books?
I've listened to the audiobooks. They're great.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Like with him?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
they're so good. Yeah. They made it so fun to listen to the Lord of the Rings books. And of course when it gets to the Gollum scenes, you're like, that's actually Gollum.
Yeah.
And it just was really fun. I want him to read more things.
Yeah.
Like read all the Harry Potters.
Read everything.
Read Twilight and I'll listen to Twilight if he's reading it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be fun. But maybe we should get to the next movie on our list.
Next movie?
It does not feature Andy Serkis.
Aww.
But it does feature someone else that I could probably read or listen to like stories by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
You put this on the list, and I think we talked about it recently, but it's Just Friends.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that I think I forget is a Christmas movie most of the time.
Well, because of like all the like the style of comedy it is.
Yeah, it's a slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
It's Ryan Reynolds like in his younger days. I'm pretty sure it's a PG-13 movie, so it's not too like vulgar or anything. Like it's around like the Van Wilder times, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Waiting, things like that. But this movie is like, it is a classic. It's one of those ones that I can watch all the time, and I quote this movie frequently.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear the name Joyce, I just picture the mom just like, "Hello, Joyce." No one gets it, but yeah, the movie's so good. Dusty, they call me.
Well, so when I first watched that movie, that opening scene had me on the floor,
when he's
dude.
in the fat suit.
Yeah, and he's like, and I swear.
And then there was a movie that copied that, basically, with The Rock.
Oh.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Central Intelligence.
I think so. I just remember seeing that opening scene. It's like almost the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Ryan Reynolds doing that movie, especially that opening scene, I feel like I was super obsessed with that song.
Yeah.
Like before I saw the movie, and then I saw the movie and I was like,
I love this movie.
Hell yeah.
And that's when you developed your crush for Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Probably.
That's when it started.
Same.
Or maybe it was Blade 3. What came first?
I don't know, but Blade 3 sucked.
It did, but
this one didn't. But yeah, Just Friends is really solid. Who's in it? Anna Faris. And Amy Smart, I'm pretty sure.
Amy Smart.
And then I don't remember who the little brother is, but he's great. They have such good chemistry, the two of them, like Ryan Reynolds and him, like just solid.
I just think Ryan Reynolds in general, everyone complains that he plays the same character, you know, but he's just a very charismatic person and a very charismatic, like he brings a lot of charisma to his characters.
Yeah.
And I feel like that dynamic works well with everybody, you know. His dynamic with Anna Faris, even though he hated her guts, it was
and
still
he's still
very
likable, and like you're rooting for him, even though he is kind of trashy. You know what I mean?
Trashy and
like kind of
douchey.
Yeah. But hi, welcome to the episode where we just gush over Ryan Reynolds for a little bit.
Forget the rest of the list.
Forget the rest of the list. We're just talking Ryan Reynolds for the rest of the episode.
Ryan, if you're listening,
he's not.
We love you.
We do.
If you're listening, drop it in the comments, dude.
Yeah, Ryan.
We want to
call you Ryan.
We want to see. Is it cool?
Can
I call you Ryan? Or Mr. Reynolds?
Or Ryan Reynolds. What's his middle name? We are also not asking to see early screenings of Deadpool 3, but like
it'd be cool if we did.
We're not asking, but
would be cool if I did.
If you want BJ in the morning in the theater, we could be there.
We can make that happen,
just
buddy.
A couple of internet nobodies at one of the most anticipated movies of the decade.
Yeah, for real.
But why don't we get to another movie on this list? I'm feeling good.
So we are okay. So
about our list so far,
let's get to Die Hard.
Okay.
Because I put it on the list also. I personally think it is a Christmas movie. I feel like you would disagree.
I think I have to, just because I've only seen the movie one time.
Just once?
And it wasn't around Christmas, so it doesn't have the connotation in my head. Like, I don't think, oh, Christmas, Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
If he said, yippee-ki-yay, you filthy animal, then maybe. But I do have to say that we might need to rope in the next movie on the list with this one, because there's an argument for Die Hard and this other movie. And that other movie is Home Alone. So there's arguments that say if Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, then Home Alone is not a Christmas movie. But we have to go back to the things that a holiday movie needs, a Christmas movie needs, right? So does it have the message of Christmas that like family is important, friends are important?
No.
In Die Hard, it doesn't. Who's he trying to save?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and then Home Alone, he makes the wish for his family to disappear. But then by the end of the movie, he's like, oh, I love my family. I want them here.
Yeah.
Also, he's just a kid having a breakdown. You know what I mean? Like, just a little meltdown. Just a little meltdown.
Right.
A little, just a moment of, I hate you. Please go away forever.
Mm-hmm.
But then he has to protect his home from robbers who are trying to break in and steal everything, which, again, those are the bad guys who ruin Christmas.
Right.
Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
The bad guys. Who are they? It's Professor Snape.
Uh-huh. Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman in the There's people out there who might not know. But they're in the tower, and then Bruce Willis.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name in the movie?
McCain. John McCain.
John McCain.
Yeah.
John McCain. John McClane.
John McClane.
McClane.
You're confusing me now.
I've seen it one time, so look at this knowledge that I have.
Right.
So they crash a Christmas party, right?
Mm-hmm.
They crash a Christmas party, and he climbs around in the vents and tries to save everyone in the tower and take out Alan Rickman, who is he Russian or I don't remember.
It's been a long time, but I do.
But the bad guys, the terrorists, they are terrorists. They're out to stop the Christmas party, which is taking place on Christmas Eve, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So 2 movies directly around Christmas. Bad guys attacking that are like, hey, get out of here, Christmas. We just want your money and want your stuff.
Right.
And then a solo person defending the place.
It's the same movie.
It is the same movie. At the end of the movie, are they reunited with their loved ones? Yes.
Yeah.
Do they understand the meaning of Christmas? Yes.
Yeah.
Because they don't care about the presents now. They don't care about going, like I'm talking mainly about Home Alone.
Yeah.
They don't care about going to France anymore because everyone's like, cool, Kevin's safe.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
He even makes up with the creepy dude that everyone's talking rumors about how he killed his family and put him in the salt. He makes friends with that dude.
Yeah.
And then the 2 wet bandits go to jail.
Uh-huh.
Grimace. And like there's a whole scene in the church where he tells them about like Christmas and family and everything.
The message.
The message. Yeah. It's there.
That's the scene with the message.
And I bet you there's something like that in Die Hard. And it's probably the part that you said where he's just like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. And that's the part. That's the message. So I want to disagree and say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, but when you compare Home Alone and Die Hard together, they are almost the same movie. I wouldn't say they are the same, but they're very close to being similar vibes, different target audiences. And they came out roughly in the same kind of span of movies. When did Die Hard come out?
1988.
Okay, and Home Alone came out in like 90... 91, 92. It's somewhere. It's in the 80s. Is it in the 80s still?
I think it's 1990.
1990, right? That's what I first said. So yeah, 1990. There's 2 years difference there.
Mm-hmm.
And Home Alone was written in one weekend, so there's gonna be some liberties, you know.
It's like as soon as they watched Die Hard, they're like,
you know who wrote Home Alone?
Who?
John Hughes, who also wrote The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller, all those kind of things. And again, I know too much about these movies because I love them so much. But Home Alone, they built this interior sets inside the gym of the schools that they shot those other movies in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very cool.
Wow.
If you ever want to deep dive on some Christmas lore in these movies, like, I know too much.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know enough.
Have you watched Home Alone this season yet?
No.
When you do, I want you to really pay attention to the house, because there's not a single thing that's not red or green in that house. Everything, not 100%, but most things, you're always going to see red or green in that house. And then in some scenes, there will be a tree in a doorway that is blocking another set. Not even kidding. Like a little fake potted tree.
Yeah.
To make it look like you can't see the set that's through that doorway. That's a different set, or just the interior of the gym they are shooting in.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy. How do you know all that?
I did a lot of research and I read a lot of things.
Just for fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've known these things for a long time.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like Macaulay Culkin has scars on his fingers from when Joe Pesci bit him when he hung him up on the door.
He bit too hard.
Life? He bit him too hard. And you got really mad at Joe Pesci for cussing in front of Macaulay Culkin so much, and that's why in the movie you just hear him go.
Who got mad at him?
Like everyone.
Oh,
because they're like, dude, like. But that's what you get for getting Joe Pesci involved, in a kids movie. But dude, let's get through a couple more of these movies or the other thing on the list.
The other thing.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
I kept forgetting about it, but it's right after Die Hard on this list. So
it's a show.
It's a show.
And it's
Doctor Who. No, I'm just kidding.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Super Christmassy though.
Just the Christmas specials.
Lost my train of shot.
It's a show.
It's a show. It came out recently.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's very good.
Brendan loves it.
Very slept on. Yeah.
Yeah. Very slept on. What's up with that?
I think. Once we say the name of the show and like where it belongs in, people are gonna get it. They're just gonna be like, yeah, there's fatigue.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fatigue here. But this one is one of those ones you just need to just sit down and watch it because it's got the things that you're looking for in a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
but in a show, in a single series show, right? Like single season, 6-7 episodes or so. It's got heart. It's got it's got the Christmas message of being with family. And there's the bad guys trying to take away the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of heart in this show.
Yeah. So
go for it. What are we watching?
The show that we're talking about is, drum roll please, Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Hot guy.
Hot guy. Hawkeye. Marvel's Hawkeye.
First of all, yes. I get it. We're getting pretty tired of Marvel. A lot of people are, and even us.
Even us who love Marvel.
We love Marvel. We've always loved Marvel. Before Marvel was Marvel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Before the MCU was
Before
MCU,
yeah.
We loved Marvel.
We liked the cartoons. We liked the old movies. We liked the comics. We liked the video games.
I just watched not the Incredible Hulk. I watched
the Hulk. Just Hulk. Eric Bana.
Yeah. Eric Bana. I just watched that 2 days ago.
It's not good.
It's not.
But it's not good.
But it's
it's
super
ambitious.
90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. It's ambitious.
It's not what we're talking about.
I just want to point out
has nothing to do with Christmas.
Yeah, I just want to point out though, like they did like comic panels in that.
Yeah,
way too much. Ambitious. Anyways.
Ambitious. Hawkeye. I loved that show, and I feel like a lot of people just didn't watch it because they watched what came out before Hawkeye.
Was it Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Falcon and Winter Soldier, or just recently, a lot of the Marvel movies haven't been as good. And that year after the pandy,
when everyone got down with the sickness,
exactly.
Yeah,
Marvel took like a whole year off. Nothing came out.
Right,
and
so all of our expectations were super high,
super out the roof.
And then WandaVision was so
great.
Good.
Yeah,
they couldn't live up to that.
But they were focusing on quantity. Not quality.
Yeah.
And I feel like they even admitted that. And with Hawkeye, like you said, it has heart. It's got the Christmas spirit. It takes place during Christmas. There's snow. There's lights. There's New York Christmas.
Lots of family. Yeah, and it's a New York Christmas, so it's even more Christmassy than normal.
And it's got the adding a new family to the family, even though Clint Barton didn't want to get close to that person. You know what I'm saying?
The love of your life.
The love of my life.
Not really the love of your life.
Haley Steinfeld.
The crush of your life. All of it sounds kind of bad when you say it out loud, but you just got a celebrity crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld.
Always.
Forever.
So that movie, I think they were really ambitious with it. They really tried to tie a lot of that show into things that had already happened. The opening scene is pretty good. Like there's some questionable things that happen, like location wise and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
But they tie it in pretty well to the Avengers, like everything that's going on in the Avengers movie, right? Which I think it was really smart. Like they made her a fangirl of Hawkeye, kind of, right? I don't think she really was like, I love Hawkeye. She said, I want to be an archer. I want to
be that.
I want to be better than that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think she kind of realized that the Battle of New York during the Avengers, she was there. She watched it happen. Yeah. She watched Clint jump off.
Do the one sick jump that he does in the movie.
But I feel like it was more of a realization of, I can do that.
Yeah, you don't need to be super to be powerful.
Exactly.
Right?
Christmas.
But there was a lot of family like messages, right? It's like Clint trying to get back with his family. Like that was his whole thing in the whole movie,
but then
right?
Kate Bishop not really having the relationship with her family, even though she wanted it, seemed like. But the character development of Kate Bishop was better than any of the new characters we've seen thus far. In 6 episodes.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't really even a show about her.
Right. But it was.
It was. But it wasn't.
Because the show's just called Hawkeye, and I think they're trying to give Jeremy Renner some time off. You know what I mean? So they have their new Avengers or their young Avengers or whatever they're going to call it when it friggin' happens. But they're all going to be the same age as the Avengers were in 2012, and then it's not going to make any sense. But again,
they're going to be 16. All right?
There was so much fatigue from Marvel movies and Marvel TV shows that I think this show got slept on. And I think more people need to go out and just give it a chance.
Give it a chance.
There's some really heartfelt moments in this show. There's some amazing like visuals. There's a fight with a squirrel in a Christmas tree. Which is just funny. So this movie again has a lot of heart. It has humor. It's got the villain coming in. It's got a jolly white dude or white suited dude. Not so jolly. Jolly. I'm mixing up all my words because I did not sleep last night. It's got a. He's wearing the red suit, but it's not the red. It's not a red suit. It's the Hawaiian shirt. Kingpin is in. Yes. Kingpin's in the show. Spoiler alert. He doesn't have a beard. I was trying to say he doesn't have a white beard, but it all just came out of suit. Hi, welcome to BJ in the Morning. Welcome to BJ in the Morning. Can you believe we've been doing this for a year? And we love Haley Steinfeld. Haley Steinfeld's great. I love Haley Steinfeld. My dude, my friend, my dude, Brendan. Get it together. I'm trying. Watch Hawkeye though. Watch it. There's some really awesome moments, and there's a lot of great things that will lead to something eventually. Hopefully, maybe. Right. But also, there's rumors that Marvel's just about to pull the plug and start all the way over again. So maybe you don't need to freaking watch it. I don't know. But Juan, we have one more movie on our normal list. And it's one of my all-time favorites. Does it have Haley Steinfeld? It doesn't. But you know what it does have? Heart. So much. Christmas. It's also got this dude and this dude in it. Those are only dudes. Is that new? Yeah, you know what? Okay, so you pointed over there, and I was like, "Wait, I did put it out. Is it gingerbread Superman? Me. It's a burnt gingerbread cookie that my sister gave me. That's so fun. It's burnt. It's burnt. Look it. Is it burnt on purpose? Do you see it? Yeah, it's burnt on purpose. It's a burnt cookie. Okay. But anyways, it's Muppet Christmas Carol. We're not talking about. Is it Superman though? Yeah. Okay. Muppet Christmas Carol, which has always been one of my favorite movies of all time. Not just Christmas movies, all time. All time. I was pointing over here at Rizzo. Can you watch it when it's not Christmas though? There have been moments. There have been times. I still remember my mom. I was younger, and I went to my mom and she was talking to her friend like at the door or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like middle of summer, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, am I allowed to watch Muppet Christmas Carol right now?" And she goes, "Yeah." Like, like I thought you could
Why are you asking?
You could only watch Muppet Christmas Carol during Christmas. But there again, I love the Muppets. The Muppets have been a huge part of my life.
Uh-huh.
Muppet Christmas Carol is one of those movies I watched so much as a kid, especially during Christmas. The songs pop into my head randomly.
Uh-huh.
There's specific Muppets that show up in other Muppet things, and I'm like, oh, you were this character in the Muppet Christmas Carol. You were this character, you know.
To be honest,
TBH.
Mm-hmm. Love Muppets. Haven't seen the Christmas Carol.
Are you joking?
No.
What are you doing?
I haven't seen Muppets Christmas Carol.
What are you doing? Have you seen Muppet Treasure Island?
I've seen Treasure Island.
And the Muppets.
And the Muppets.
And the Muppets Most Wanted. That's not good. It's not very good. So
Maybe
I wouldn't
not.
be upset.
Probably not.
The Muppet movie?
Yes.
The Muppets Take Manhattan?
Yes.
Muppets from Space? Muppet
Some
Haunted
of it.
Mansion?
Yes.
But you haven't watched Christmas Carol?
No.
Have you watched The Labyrinth?
No.
Have you watched Dark Crystal? The movie?
Like, not the Muppets.
It's Jim Henson, but it's still...
But not the Muppets.
Right.
I've seen The Labyrinth.
Okay.
I thought you meant Muppets Labyrinth. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I was just naming
I've seen
Jim,
The Labyrinth.
Jim Henson
I've
stuff.
seen Dark Crystal. Yes.
Okay. But you haven't seen Christmas Carol?
No.
It is on Disney Plus.
Is
Can
it?
you do me a favor and watch this movie this year? Come hang out, dude. We'll watch it together. I've already watched it 1.5 times this season.
Really?
But this movie really like made me like love Gonzo and Rizzo, because Gonzo plays Charles Dickens, so he's reading the story. He's the narrator of the story. Mm-hmm. And then Rizzo is Rizzo, and he's just hanging out, eating the food.
Yeah.
And it's really silly. It's really funny. The only like human actor in it that you would know is Michael Caine. He plays Scrooge. This movie gets kind of creepy, man. Like
dark?
Dark, yeah. The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Literally the Grim Reaper.
Really?
Yeah. Like skeleton hands, big old black freaking hooded figure, you know.
Wow.
But then the Christmas Present Ghost is the best Muppet I've ever seen, you know.
Yeah.
Like he's seriously like just this big jolly dude, like singing and dancing, and I love it, dude. I'm shocked you haven't seen this movie.
I'm sorry, man.
My biggest problem with this movie though is they cut a song out of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple of times I've watched it, there's a song missing from the movie.
Why? Canceled?
Huh?
Did it get canceled?
No, so apparently it had something to do with like people were like, this is slowing the movie down. They cut it out. But I remember the song from when I was a kid. I remember it.
Sing it.
It's not like that. I just remember the song. And it's about When Love Is Lost is the name of the song. It's gone. But at the end of the movie, they sing The Love We Found. And it makes no sense now. Because the love that's lost is not in the song.
I get it.
And they cut to the scene where the song is. And it makes no sense anymore either.
Yeah.
So I'm pissed, Disney. I am pissed.
So maybe I shouldn't watch it because I'll be confused.
You'll never know. But you need to watch it because just the world they created with the Muppets, is freaking great. Like it is so fun and it's so cool because, like I said, you'll see Muppets in there and you're like, oh, they showed up in the Muppet movie, like the Jason Segel one that we love.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, they showed up in that. I didn't realize they were like around for that long.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool.
Okay.
And it's adorable. It's the Muppets.
Yeah.
And it's a Christmas Carol. Like it is the most Christmas movie you can get, I think. Besides maybe like It's a Wonderful Life, which I don't like at all.
Yeah.
You know, like but like Christmas Carol and Wonderful Life are like quintessential Christmas movies about the message of Christmas.
Right.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Do what's
love
right.
yourself
and love everyone else.
And love everybody else.
Will Ferrell said it best. ELE. Everybody
ELE.
love everybody.
What is he saying? He's like, I'm a cotton-headed pumpernickel or something like that.
One more time.
Cotton-headed
Ninny Muggins.
Ninny Muggins.
But Juan, we're at the last 2 movies on the list.
You're not a cottonhead in any muggins.
They all. Also, we're not. We have one more movie. We had 2 more movies here, and then 2 more other movies.
Let's just go to our favorite. Where are we at on
Well,
time?
can I just point out, because you brought the joke up from Elf, but you know the head elf in Elf is played by the guy who played Ralphie in A Christmas Story, which is also on our list. A Christmas Story.
Oh yeah, we can't skip that one.
Yeah, or the Santa Claus, which is the other one on the list.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about him briefly. Yeah.
Wait, say what you said again.
The Christmas Story and the Santa Claus.
Right. The head elf.
The head elf. In Elf.
Papa Elf.
Not Papa Elf. The head elf.
Head elf.
The one who's talking to Buddy when he says he's a conhead in any muggins.
The one who's talking shit about him that makes Elf want to
that's
leave.
Ralphie from A Christmas Story.
It is?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, dude. You didn't know?
No. The little brother.
No.
No. The
older brother.
The older brother.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I told you I know too much about that movie.
Okay.
But anyways, Christmas Story and the Santa Claus. Those are the last 2 on our, before we get to our big top favorite ones. Christmas Story is that movie. It's the one that TBS plays 24 hours straight on Christmas Day.
The movie.
Yeah, it's so good. And it is 100% about the message of Christmas.
Yeah.
It's not about the presents you get. It's about the presents you keep.
But it's
you
also...
give? What's the saying? Is that the saying?
It's about the presents you give.
No. I mean more like presents. Like your presence in the room. Your present, not your present. The English language sucks. Hey, you know what it is?
You're presents.
You're here.
It's not the presents you get. It's the presents
you give.
You give.
Yeah, we did it.
Being present.
Get a yeah. I like how I'm talking to the camera like we have someone that edits these other than us.
Yeah, right here.
Hi, I'm the editor.
And I'm the other editor. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, put her there. But yeah, A Christmas Story.
So that movie, it's the movie. Mm-hmm. I want to say it's a one of a kind, but it's not anymore.
Right.
At the time, yes.
Yeah, and it's weird to look at that movie now as an adult because you're like, I never realized that movie took place in the 50s or whatever,
But
the 40s.
It brings you back to how you felt as a kid when you wanted a gift from your parents for Christmas. 100%.
Yeah, that N64.
Or the GameCube.
That's all I got. That's all. The only one.
The RC car that my dad broke in 2 hours. How about that, Dad?
Yeah, Dad.
Dad.
Oh, see, now I feel bad because I'm remembering the Christmas. My dad got a drone with a camera on it so he could look at the desert behind his house. And we launched it from my stepmom's house, and it took off on its own, and we never found it.
Are you serious?
Serious. And I still feel bad about it. And I didn't even do it.
Did you get insurance?
No. It wasn't a really, really, really expensive one. Like the ones we would probably buy for video stuff. DJI. It wasn't one of them's, but it was one he could have had fun with it,
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, he launched it and it's going up, and then it just took off. It's well, it's going home.
Yeah. It
misses its drone family.
It's getting called. Oh man, that's crazy.
But yeah, it's getting that gift that you didn't think you were gonna get on Christmas. The story is really about being grateful for the things you do have. Ralphie's kind of shitty about some of the gifts he gets. Yeah, I don't want a pink bunny onesie.
Yeah.
But my grandma made me that. I'd be cool, thank you, Grandma.
I'll wear it.
I'll definitely wear it.
I'm wearing it with pride.
When she's there. Yeah. Because she made it.
Exactly.
But I think they kind of diminished the meaning of the movie when they made the sequel. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I never seen the sequel.
So
that one
it
came out
2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah, A Christmas Story Christmas.
I have not seen it. Yeah, Christmas Story Christmas. I've seen it. I've seen
It's fine, it's okay. I only watched it. Yeah, it's all the same people except the mom's different. I don't want to ruin a bunch of it.
I'm not gonna watch.
Like, it's Ralphie and his little brother. The bully guy is back. All his friends are back. Like, it's all the same actors. But it just feels weird.
Yeah.
I've only watched it once, so I would probably need to watch it again just to really get a say, like, how I feel. But again, it's a Christmas movie. I don't watch them very often.
So, riddle me this:
mm-hmm.
when you watch that movie, the narration,
mm-hmm.
is that Ralphie's like inner voice, or is that Ralphie as an adult?
I think it's
telling a story of his childhood.
It is. I'm pretty sure it's Ralphie as an adult, based on watching the sequel.
Okay.
You'd have to watch the sequel, like not A Christmas Story 2, because that one apparently doesn't count. Because there was a Christmas Story 2 that came out, and it's like really bad. But A Christmas Story Christmas is the sequel.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure.
The next one on the list, the Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Classic.
The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus. There's too many of these now.
So forever, I thought Santa Claus was spelled Clause.
Because of this movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at the poster now, like the E is a different font, color, shape,
It's the Santa Claus. I never put two and two together.
Yeah, the clause.
The Santa Claus.
The clause in the agreement.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, exactly.
The things we figure out when we're older.
I literally figured that out like
this year?
Today. I was today years old.
I think, so like I said, there's too many of these now, I think. Like the first one's good. The second one's pretty good. Have you seen the show that's on Disney Plus right now?
No, but my mom watched it. My sister loves it.
Yeah.
But probably made for kids, right?
It's really bad.
Okay.
It's really bad. But the first movie, dude, I haven't watched it in a long time, honestly. And I should. I feel like there's a lot of things that probably went over my head.
Yeah, and it's Tim Allen. But when you do watch that movie, scratch that. I feel like this movie is forgotten a lot, but how could you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I even forgot to put it on my list too. But they don't show it, like they don't plaster it everywhere.
Yeah, not like they used to.
Because
I remember watching it like on the Disney Channel growing up all the time. Around Christmas it's playing.
Ho ho ho.
I don't know. I loved this movie when I was growing up. I think the world they created of the North Pole was really awesome.
Yeah.
Bernard, the head elf.
Yeah.
I can't remember that actor's name, but he's one of my favorite actors.
No clue.
But he's been in so much since then, and he came back in the show, which is the only reason I got through season 1 of that show, is because I was waiting for him to show up.
Yeah.
Not long enough. It wasn't in there long enough. The ELFS with the jetpacks.
Yeah.
Sick.
Super sick.
So dope. That main kid in that, they killed it. Also, rewatching it, have you noticed how many elves are just scattered in the backgrounds? Like, if there's a group of kids, there's an elf in there. You'll see the pointy ears.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Have
they're
you seen
like they're like watching him. You right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I really got crazy allergies right now.
Great movie. It's got the message. The weirdest part, though, is the beginning of it takes place at Christmas, and the end of it takes place at Christmas, but the whole middle part of the movie does not.
Is not. Yeah.
So it's like Christmas movie?
It's Santa Claus.
It's like in the contract, it states clearly that it is Santa Claus, and clause number 1 is it's Santa Claus.
It's Santa
and
Claus.
Clause number 3, we're skipping the second one because it's a little dirty. But clause number 3, it's Santa Claus.
It's Santa Claus.
So it's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
I
I loved as a kid watching. Well, I think it was the second one, and they had like the meeting of all the different
mythical creatures.
Yeah, I know it was the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy.
Someone else.
And
yeah. Okay, you loved it.
So now we're moving on to our favorites. Now, Santa Claus was one of my top picks for faves. But I ended up going with a different one.
What'd you go with?
What's yours?
Mine's on there.
Okay.
You want to start with yours?
Okay, so my favorite, I hold it near and dear to my heart.
Oh, yeah.
I watch it every year.
I have watched this one this season.
Have you? It's Turbo Time.
That's not the name of the movie.
I know, but I said it's.
Yeah. No,
I had to do it.
I know.
It's Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, dude.
Sinbad,
dude. As a postman, dude.
He goes postal in that movie, though.
Yes,
he definitely goes postal.
100%.
Little Anakin Skywalker's in this movie,
dude.
What's the neighbor's name?
Randall?
No, Ned.
No. Oh, now I have to look it up.
Look it up. The neighbor, though, the creepiest mother effer I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Yeah, and like
Ted.
when you're watching it,
Ted.
you're like, what is this guy's deal?
Because he's definitely like hooking up with all the moms on the block, dude. And he's trying to weasel his way. His name's Ted, right?
Ted.
Yeah, he's trying to weasel his way into the relationship of Arnold and his wife. No, thank you.
But like, as a kid, you're like, you don't
pick up on it.
You don't really get it.
You're just like, why is he?
As an adult, you're like,
disgusting.
Excuse me, dude. But what's the wife doing, dude?
She doesn't go for it.
She doesn't.
No.
But she lets him hang.
Yeah, I think like she's looking for support, and then he pulls some stuff and he beats her up, or she beats him up. Like kicks him out of the car and everything, and like dumps hot cocoa all over him. Good for her. Standing up for herself. She's just worried about Jamie.
Yeah, but like,
Jamie.
Hey. Does he doesn't have a wife, I'm assuming.
No, they divorced.
So, like, ladies or fellas,
people,
no need to be too nice. All right? No need for that.
No need.
If you've seen the movie, you know what we're talking about.
Ted.
Don't do that.
Ted.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
And ladies or fellas, letting the other person do that.
Don't
let him into your house to make cookies.
But anyways, the lengths that he goes for. What's his name? What's Arnold Schwarzenegger's character name in this movie?
Howard.
That totally fits him. Howard. He's like a business guy, right? He does businessy things.
Yep.
What does he do for work? I don't know.
I don't think they ever.
There's a scene where he's at work, but we don't really know what he does.
Yeah.
But he doesn't make time for his family, and his little kid, his little son, little Anakin Skywalker, is gonna go off and join the pod racing league if his dad doesn't hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's sad. But then his dad's like, I'm gonna get him a Turbo Man toy.
I'm gonna get him the best Christmas present ever. It'll make up for me not being home all the time. Right?
Yeah. And that's what he is trying to buy over the affection, right?
Right.
So that's where the Christmas message comes in. Because at the end of the movie, he's like, I just need to be there for my kid, be there for my wife.
Right.
And he changes. He's got to change of heart. But then there's one dude who's trying to break the Christmas spirit.
Myron.
Myron. His only goal is to get the Turbo Man doll for his kid.
Yeah.
Does he actually have a kid? We never see the kid.
We don't know.
Maybe
we don't even know if he has a family.
He could just be crazy. I mean,
or maybe he's just trying to buy it to scalp it.
He tried to kill a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that movie goes crazy, man.
Dude, there's a whole fight scene, with a bunch of Santas and Arnold Howard.
Dude, Howard. And the end scene where Howard becomes Turbo Man.
He's got a legit jetpack.
Dude. Get me one of those ASAP. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would fantasize.
Nobody likes you, Booster.
I would fantasize about being Turbo Man.
Yeah, and then you would like kind of be like, I guess if I was Booster, it'd be fine too, but not really.
But like Turbo Man, that's the thing. Like when we were kids, Turbo Man wasn't a thing for us.
Right.
It was a made up action figure in the movie.
Yeah, because they probably couldn't get the rights to like the Red Power Ranger or something. You know?
But then we wanted to be Turbo Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
And
if you guys didn't notice,
you have Turbo Man and Myron as Dementor.
I'm just going to put all my toys up here.
Can I put mine?
Sure.
My one. No. Mr. Fozziewig.
Turbo Man and Myron.
And Mr. Fozziewig.
And Burnt Cookie Superman. Anyways, I love this movie.
It's great.
It's one of my faves.
It's a fun one.
It definitely is my fave, for sure. But
I like how you have just Turbo Man, not Howard as Turbo Man.
Nice. I see that. Howard as Turbo Man.
I didn't know there was other ones.
Oh, Howard as Turbo Man has Turbo Man doll in his hand and a microphone.
And there's a big one.
Oh.
A
10-incher, dude?
That's crazy.
Jesus. Put this back.
Whoa.
All right. So your favorite.
So my favorite on this list. I don't need a drum roll.
No, okay.
Unless you want.
Yeah.
You want to? Could you?
Ready?
Yeah, go for it. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. So I rank this one higher than Home Alone for me personally. Mainly because they went bigger. They went bigger for everything. The stakes are higher. Kevin definitely kills those guys. I don't know how they're still alive. But honestly, when I think Home Alone, the image in my head is oh my gosh, why am I drawing blank so much today?
Joe Pesci.
Not Joe Pesci. It's the other dude. Daniel Stern's character. Why can't I think of his name? Marv. There we go. Marv getting electrocuted and he turns into a legit skeleton for like 3 frames. You know what I'm talking about? That part. That when I think Home Alone, I think of that scene. Don't know why, but that's the scene in my head.
Yeah.
So Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. The stakes are higher. Spider-Man's not around. He can't save him. Kevin's got to defend a toy store and himself from the returning Wet Bandits, because the Wet Bandits escaped from jail. Ooh. Yeah. Because he goes to New York by accident while his family goes off somewhere else again.
But they escaped from jail, and so I've probably seen this movie about a long time ago. They escaped from jail, and they accidentally run into Kevin again
in New York City, the biggest city.
A completely different city.
It's close to where they live, but not. You know what I mean? Like same. Yeah, it's not the same city.
It's in the ballpark.
Ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just run into him. But there's so much stuff in this movie that is so outlandish and so wild, that it just works. You know what I mean? Like you're just like, yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
The cast is great. Rob Schneider's in this.
Oh, nice.
I'm drawing so many blanks today, and I feel really professional about it. Rob Schneider and Tim Curry.
Okay.
Tim Curry at his prime, dude.
Yeah.
He's so good in this movie. Rob Schneider, you would barely recognize him, which is just funny to me. Like,
because he's so young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donald Trump makes an appearance in this movie.
Oh, I seen that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting, I guess. But this movie has like double the heart from the original, you know? Because Kevin's not only learning about like the meaning of Christmas and family and like being present.
Yeah.
From like the old dude who shovels snow, but he gets to learn it from multiple people throughout this movie, right? So he's learning it from the guy who owns the toy store and the homeless lady that he befriends. And again, like, can you imagine being a kid around like 10, just being in New York by yourself?
Yeah.
Scary as heck.
I was scared to be in New York when I was, how old was I? 24?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. But again, this was the 90s. But like I said, the stakes are higher. There's more hijinks. There's more like crazy slapstick comedy going on that you're like, how did they survive this? And I just think it's really fun.
Yeah, it's just kind of like off the wall, kind of over the top.
Yeah. And I think there's enough changes to where the movie still feels different from the first one while feeling similar enough.
So it's a good sequel.
Yeah, because I think like the first one, you're like, yeah, I guess getting left home alone would be kind of scary.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then once you do it once, you're like, I'm good. If I get left home alone again, I'll be fine. I know I did it last time.
Yeah.
But now you're in a whole new city.
In a toy store?
Well, he's staying in a hotel, like a really fancy one, but he's using his dad's credit card. But then he goes to the toy store because he wants to buy Christmas presents for people. And yeah, anyways, Home Alone 2: Lost in New York, solid sequel. Home Alone is still the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time. But Home Alone 2: Lost in New York, it is a great sequel. Anything after this, like Home Alone 3 and beyond, to me, don't exist.
Okay. I don't think I've seen anything past that.
But if I had to choose, like, for the rest of my life, what Christmas movie I was watching, it'd be Home Alone 2. Super, super close second, Muppet Christmas Carol.
super almost first.
If they didn't cut the one song out, I swear it would be my number one, because it doesn't make sense in my head anymore.
That's
and I'm still mad
breaker.
about it. I'm still mad about it, Juan.
I understand.
Are you? Or do you? Are you?
All right. Yeah. I do understand.
Do understand. I'm ready for bed, man.
Yeah, seems like it.
It's only like 7 more sleeps till Christmas, so
right.
You'd get that reference if you watch Muppet Christmas Carol.
Okay.
There's a song in there called "One More Sleep Till Christmas."
Got it. I'll watch it
tonight.
Tomorrow.
Tonight.
I'll put it tonight, but I'll probably fall asleep.
Anyways, that's our list of Christmas movies. So your number one, Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. All the way.
Mine is Home Alone 2: Lost in New York.
All the way.
Unless Muppet Christmas Carol comes out with the original whole movie, because it's just a chunk of movie missing.
Right.
And I'm not. Thank you so much for listening to BJ in the Morning. Be sure to drop us a follow, subscribe, all that good stuff at the following for TikTok.
BJ in the Morning _
Instagram.
BJ in the Morning _
Is the other one.
Twitch. BJ in the Morning _
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you're hitting that follow button.
Follow, subscribe,
leave a review if you have it. Tell us how you feel. How you feel? Are we doing okay?
Are we doing bad?
I need validation.
Yeah.
So does Juan. We talk about it often after we stop recording.
We need validation.
For sure. Please. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe.
Hit that bell.
You know what? Don't just hit that bell.
Smash that bell. Ring that bell.
Jingle our bell.
Ring ding dong. Ring a ding 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 dong.
Jingle that bell. And then leave a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite Christmas movie is. I'm Brendan. I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna burp. I moved them. I did the chocolate rain thing. I was like, move the mic away.
Chocolate rain. I'm Juan.
I'm Brendan.
And we will talk to you next time.